We're here with Steve Martin of Move United.
Right.
Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Happy to.
You work with Move United, but you also compete. Is that true?
That's true. I'm one of their, on the veteran side, one of their called Warfighter, Move United Warfighters Ambassadors.
Okay. And we've got the long jump behind us, some impressive athletes competing. We've been watching those. And of course, I was over at the track, and you have multiple different events. And growing up watching track, it's a non-stop, and it seems like the heats they involve, one will have a wheelchair, one will have someone walking with the assistance.
A frame racer.
A frame racer,
yes.
Right. But it's very interesting, and you know what I love most, and I told this to Sean when he and I spoke, is the energy in the crowd is unlike your average or your usual competition.
No, they're here for everybody. One of the coolest things that happens at these events is with the parents, they're not just cheering for their kid. They're cheering for everybody's kids. The brothers and sisters are cheering for all the other racers. And when you watch a race here that finishes, everyone stays at the finish line. If you get first place or seventh place, you all walk off the track together. You all get out of the pool together. You all come off the court together. That's the difference here. No one's talking trash to anybody. They're cheering each other on. When I finished my race, I ran yesterday. I ran 3 races yesterday. The 100, the 200, the 400. As we're finishing our race, we can't cross the track, obviously. We're cheering the next heat coming down the track. You know, we're encouraging them. We're just letting them know that we're there. We're being loud and obnoxious, you know, and
right.
Just having fun. But it's a difference between some other places. You see in other sports, they give a high five or a fist bump or something because they're friends.
Right.
Some of them, but some of them aren't. Here, every single person cheered for every single athlete.
Yeah, it's a genuine. It's palpable.
Pure.
Yeah, and
it's
pure. And the energy is great here. So, tell our viewers how you got started with Move United.
So I was wounded in Afghanistan in 2008. Good throw.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was wounded in 2008. I became an amputee in 2009. In early 2011, my first race I ever did as an amputee, I did a full marathon.
Wow.
And about mile 8 of this marathon, I see another amputee, and we start talking. And he was involved with Move United, and he gave me his business card, and I just kind of fell into it, basically. I was doing it all on my own. And I was someone that kind of slipped through the cracks. And so I got involved in the organization in 2011, and here we are 2023, and I want to do everything I can, as much with the organization as I can. I try to go to different events, try to get out and do different sports, just have fun.
Right, and you, we were talking earlier, and you were a state trooper. Was it in Arizona?
An Arizona State Trooper, okay. Yes. So it was a great time. I miss it. There's days where I'm going, but my body's pretty broken up right now, and I miss it. But when I went back to work, I was the first double amputee to ever go back into patrol. What the neat thing right now is there are, I think it's still just three double amputee police officers in the U.S. The difference between what they did and what I did is I was already a police officer when I was wounded, and so they went through the academy. They were hired as double amputees to be police officers, and that's a big difference because now they're learning, because of events like this, that your disability sometimes is your greatest strength. Because the things they overcome to go through the academy, to do everything that's required of them on prosthetic legs, the mindset's already there.
That's what I was, the word I was going to use.
The mindset is there. There's one of our other ambassadors is here, and he didn't lose a leg, but he probably should have. I'll just say he probably should have, but he went through 4 years of trying to save his leg. And then when he showed me a picture yesterday, and the thing that came to my mind was mindset. Because it showed him he's big into climbing, like rock walls, but climbing outside.
Right.
And that's actually how he was injured. Was a big, like 50+ foot fall, broken femurs, tib fibs, wrists, fingers, everything. But while he has what's called an external fixator, they use it to try to repair, basically grow the bones back in your leg so they'll heal. But he wore it for 3.5 years. But the picture of him on the wall climbing, the smile would have blinded you. But it's that mindset. It wasn't just, I'll just sit here and I can't climb anymore. That's what you see in the athletes at these events, is their mindset, because they are, whatever their disability is. When you and I were talking about earlier, you have more options to see what people with disabilities here can do, no matter what it is. Physical, intellectual, vision, missing limbs, damaged limbs, whatever it is, there's a class for those athletes here. You have a relay race going on right now. Every one of those teams has a different disability. Be it they're an amputee. Each leg of that has a different disability. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
You're a team. Whether you want to be or not, you're a team. The only way you make it around that track is working as a team. So mindset becomes you accept the other person's disabilities, no matter what yours are, and sometimes they don't even notice it anymore. They're just a teammate handing them the baton.
I've watched many sporting events here at this field. My kids, my son went here, my daughter still attends here, and again, when I walked in, that palpable energy from the crowd was unlike any of the other events I'd witnessed here. And I would also like to say that you guys are coming back next year, is that
yes,
correct?
23 and 24 here in Hoover and Birmingham.
Okay, so will you be at Spain Park in Hoover again?
I believe it's the same venues, but that's
okay.
I don't know. I don't have that information,
Right.
But I think it is.
Okay, and then so now I have heads up, so we'll cover more events next year.
That'd be fantastic. A lot of these kids, I say kids, because this is the first year we've had adults since 1995.
Okay.
So it was just opened back up to adults. And so it is so much fun. But there are so many good stories out here. That's the other part of it. You talk to any athlete out here, no matter their age, and they're excited to be here. Parents are probably ready to go home because it's a long week, but they are at every event. There are kids here throwing. I ran against him twice yesterday, and now he's throwing discus, Sam. And so he did all the sprints yesterday. He's doing all the field events today. It's an opportunity you're not going to get anywhere else. There are regional events throughout the year, but they may only have a handful of events. This has every event. There's wheelchair tennis going on. There's swimming. There's track and field.
Archery.
There's archery. There's everything is here. If it's a sport that we can adapt to people with disabilities, it's here.
Outstanding.
Yeah, the tennis is fun to watch. I'm trying to find a way to go over there today, but I don't know if I'm going to make it.
Well, there's so much going on here, you hate to leave, right? And you've got the field events over here. Yep. Behind us is long jump over here. You've got discus. Do they do shot put as well?
They do.
And so a lot going on. Oh, really?
They throw javelin.
Okay, that's where they normally throw javelin, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think there's an adult javelin this year. So we'll see what happens there. So I may be wrong about that, or maybe there just weren't anybody that showed up. They didn't know it. So
right. Well, Steve, thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for your service, and thanks for joining us here on GameDaySportsRadio.com.